In 2009, there appeared stop, 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 stop. Do it with expression, not like an idiot. Because the text is written idiotically. That's on us. Just read what you were given. In 2009, first sniff, then chatter. Like this? No, with love. In 2009, a game appeared that changed the lives of millions. For some, it became a lucky ticket. For others, it turned into a nightmare. To this day, it is freely sold.
Get off me! It is freely. Get off me! It is free.
Come on, add a little salt. Okay, don't mess with my head right now. I know better this way. It continues to hype without any obstacles, no matter what. As always, I'm Gennady Sharebov, and this is the story of a legendary game. Well, what? Our story begins with plagiarism. Yes, you didn't quite expect to hear that, but it's true. There's a term like thief jobs. I came up with it. I'll explain what it means. It's when you take an already existing idea, add bells and whistles, and end up with a real gem. And no one even remembers the guy who originally came up with everything. And you become a genius, a billionaire, and just a handsome guy, even if you're an idiot. An interesting fact, once the company Xerox let Steve Jobs into their research center, and he saw a computer with a mouse and a graphical interface, which, to be honest, worked poorly, and he stole this idea, then refined it and made a lot of money. And when asked, why did you steal it? He replied that good artists copy, but great artists steal. The same thing happened here. On April 29th, 2009, the game Infiniminer was released. 3 days later, he finally fixed the full HD quality. So let's check it out now. This game was created by a guy named Zach Barth. Yes, this is exactly the guy nobody remembers. I'll explain what this game was about. It's a multiplayer game set on a small cubic planet made of earth, gravel, lava, gold blocks, and diamond blocks, where two teams compete against each other to gather resources within a limited time. But after a month after the release, the developers stopped supporting the game because it quickly went to zero. And there were several reasons for this. The first reason. Players were bored. It was already 2009. There were games like GTA San Andreas, GTA 4, Call of Duty, Left 4 Dead. Here, you kind of have to dig to find resources and that's it. And the second is the sound effects, as I understood myself after playing it. And the players who played back then write on forums that it's impossible to play this for more than 20 minutes. Just evaluate the sound effects. The current is directly proportional to the voltage and inversely proportional to the resistance. Please pay attention, do not get distracted. So the current... Why did you do that? What are you playing?
And inversely proportional to...
Do you really want to know this? Well, yes. Why else would I ask? Do you really want to know this? Yes. This video is sponsored by Jaeger Development. Welcome to the cycle. It's a free competitive quest shooter, not a battle royale, where you have to survive on a hostile planet full of alien life and other players, as well as gather resources and complete contracts to achieve the highest score and escape the planet to win the match. 20 players participate in a match, and the game offers 2 giant maps, as well as solo, duo, squad modes, and of course, ranked mode, so you can play either alone or with your friends, or be clever and make friends with opponents. In that case, surviving will be much easier. And despite all this, the game is completely free, and importantly, it's not pay to win. A new third season has started in the game with a bunch of new content, a paid and free Fortuna Pass where you can unlock dozens of customization items for new characters. Also, the free Roger starter pack is now available with the character Rogue, a vehicle, weapon skins, and melee weapons. Well, recently a new contract resource train was added to the game, where you have to jump onto a train, activate the console, and hold it, defending against other seekers. the Psycho using my link in the description, absolutely free in the Epic Games Store, and become legendary seekers. Link in the description. And of course, the third is variety. So let's see what we have here. First, there's dynamite, which, by the way, explodes in perfect squares, not randomly like in Minecraft. There's a jump pad, like in Fortnite. And you know, by the way, what's funny? If you jump on the jump pad and then fall on the same jump pad, you can just die from losing health points. There's also a ladder and of course red and blue blocks. But, alas, the game did not live up to expectations, and the developers abandoned it and published its source code for free. At the end of April 2009, a programmer named Marcos Persson, known by the nickname Notch, posted a similar post on Tumblr. While browsing through some old project folders, I found an old game prototype that really didn't work out. The project was called Ruby Dung, which by the way translates to Ruby Dung, and it was supposed to be a sandbox. I was inspired by the game Dart Finds, but unfortunately I don't see the point in it. But recently I found a game called Infinity Miner. I liked the game, but I found flaws in it. Therefore, I think a fantasy-style game would look really cool. Wish me luck. And so, on May 10th, 2009, his first prototype cave game is released. Persson decides to combine two games into one, Ruby Dung and Infinity Miner, and in the same month, he uploads a video with the first gameplay to YouTube. The first version could only boast grass and cobblestone, and yet you could already build here. You just needed to press the English letter R.
The truth is, it worked awkwardly and inconsistently. By the way, under the video, he mentioned that it is a clone of Infinity Miner.
However, later he changed the game's name to Minecraft Order of the Stone based on a suggestion from a guy in the comments, but on May 17th, 2009, with version 0.0.10a, he shortened the name to just Minecraft and made the game public, completely free. But in case someone wanted to support, they could simply donate as much as they were willing. And judging by the comments on YouTube, people liked the game without any particular purpose, where you could just build. And within a month, Marcus earned $17,000. Of course, this is not a particularly large amount for a game developer, but you have to agree, it's a good reward for the effort. But, alas, there was one big problem. The game lagged, and it didn't depend on your computer, it just lagged, that's all. Initially, many blamed the Java engine for everything, but still, over the next 3 versions, this problem was resolved. With subsequent versions, blocks were added to the game, which could be placed and removed using numbers on the keyboard. But it was not very convenient, as you had to remember which number corresponded to what, and since there was no inventory bar yet, it was quite problematic.
With version 0.0.12, the game introduced liquids that were almost indistinguishable from those in Infinity Miner, such as water and lava.
Even the fluidity was the same. With version 0.0.14, sound effects were added to the game, which, firstly, not only enhanced the atmosphere, but importantly, were not irritating. And judging by the players' reactions, they liked it. Experiments continued, and the first version of armor was added to the game, which even came with goggles. However, they eventually had to be removed as they served no function. Mobs were also added, which admittedly worked awkwardly, but players liked it. Additionally, various ores and of course the pickaxe were added. By the way, I think many have heard about this, but I'll repeat it anyway. During this era of various experiments, Marcus, while working on the pig model, accidentally mixed up the vertical and diagonal, resulting in a strange tall creature with small legs, known to everyone as the Creeper. By the way, Marcus recorded its sound while frying bacon. The game evolved, mechanics changed, and importantly, all innovations were uploaded to YouTube, and viewers on YouTube advised Marcos on what else could be added. Well, in 2010, Marcos and his friends during the alpha testing stage founded the company Mojang, which at that time consisted of only 7 people, and in June 2010, the survival mode was added to the game. The game introduced a health bar. Players also had to eat brown mushrooms to replenish health. By the way, there was no hunger yet, and damage was only taken from mob attacks, which by the way were still raw, so they were practically harmless. And of course, you had to break blocks to gather resources. By the way, at that time, mobs did not burn in the sun and spawned at any time, day or night. In 2010, the first mod was added to the game, which introduced snow, something players liked as it added variety. At that time, the game only had sun and nothing else. From August to December 2010, various biomes and landscapes were added to the game, such as fields, forests, swamps, snow-covered mountains, and deserts, as well as redstone, which could be used to create various electrical circuits. Everything was limited only by the player's imagination and ingenuity.
To give you an idea, dopo fa sapore pa kintu kasi asiayos, there were players who created a working calculator in Minecraft, and building enthusiasts recreated las entire cities.
Games in reality. 14-year-old Vladislav Zanegin from Krasnodar created a copy of the Kuban capital in the popular computer game Minecraft. The work took 2,346,500 virtual blocks. Care să agree cu să spurțești cu tu copia che spază. It turned out very beautifully.
Veleshava, Veselata, Detapad. In January 2011, multiplayer appeared in the game. The first servers appeared, which worked clumsily. But there wasn't much choice back then. And already on the first servers, commodity money relations developed, where gold ingots were used as payment. Cities, villages, settlements were built, mines were laid, players explored the underground world, and of course, voice chat was added. On November 22nd, 2011, in front of an audience of 5,000, Marcus officially launched the first official version of Minecraft 1.0.
Are you ready for the official release of Minecraft?
After this, the game suddenly started gaining momentum thanks to YouTube and Let's Plays. There were YouTubers, their own memes, and their own mysteries. For example, back in 2010, a post about Herobrine appeared. And it all started when an unknown player posted a story on the official forum about how once in the game he encountered a creepy character, a player model without pupils who quickly disappeared into the fog. The story is similar to the mystery of Skull Mountain, where throughout the tale the author carries on with incoherent nonsense. But people found it interesting. Therefore, picking up this meme in 2011, the authors added this character to the Minecraft poster. But later, as Marcus himself confirmed on Twitter, there are no eyeless models and that it is a fabrication. Well, from December 2011 to March 2012, improved lighting was added, a bunch of new biomes, abandoned mines, cliffs, and of course, at that time many global mods began to appear, and at the moment they are countless. Well, at the end of 2012, many began making videos about the Farlands based on just a game bug. The thing is, in the game, at a distance of 12 million blocks from the center of the location with the location generator, strange things started happening and players began to call this phenomenon the Farlands. In an old video where I ran across the entire map in different games, I tried to find the end of the game, spending 4 days on it, but alas, unsuccessfully. But then I learned about J-Mac. He is a YouTuber who has been trying to find the end of the game for 9 years now, but unfortunately without success. And importantly, since version 1.0, a new dimension was added to the game, the End, where you have to kill the Ender Dragon. As Marcus later admitted, he was inspired to add the dragon as a boss by his favorite game. This is Skyrim. In turn, Todd Howard, the developer of Skyrim, appreciated such a reference and added his own reference in Skyrim. At the very top of the highest mountain in Skyrim, you can find a pickaxe named Notch's Pickaxe, the Jagged Pickaxe. In 2013, the game caused a real sensation, selling 30 million copies, and at the moment it is the best-selling game in the history of games. 181 million copies sold. Either way, it is important to note that in 2011, the game was first released on iOS and then on Android under the name Pocket Edition, and in 2013 it was released on the Xbox 360 console. Time passed. Updates appeared that improved the game and fixed bugs and shortcomings. By that time, Marcus had already become a multimillionaire, and in 2014 he wrote a joking tweet offering to sell Mojang, and jokes aside, Microsoft did contact him. On July 15, 2014, Microsoft bought Mojang for $2.5 billion. After that, Marcus finally left Mojang. Fans were furious about this decision because, in their opinion, since the developer changed the game went downhill.
Are you kidding me? Give me $2.5 billion and I'm ready to give you my kidneys for free as a bonus. As for the game, I wouldn't even remember it at all.
But alas, the fans were right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this strange and abnormal video. Join our big, huge, abnormal YouTube family if for some reason you're not with us yet. And don't forget to tell your friends thank you all very much. And bye, everyone.